Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the demo session on data science. My entire syllabus of data science has been divided into 5 units. In unit number 1, we will discuss about the basic introduction to data science. Now, lesson number 2, which discusses about the core Python concepts. Anyway, some people who are joining for the course, so they have the basic knowledge of Python, and some people are not having any. So I am concentrating on from scratch to end. Now, these topics are very important in developing machine learning and data science applications. So we are starting Python from scratch to total core Python we are teaching. Okay, then unit number 2, that means chapter number 3 and 4 discusses about statistics. Okay, statistics, probability and mathematics are pillars for our data science. Then in lesson number 3, chapter number 5 discusses about how the mathematical operations will be done using a library called as NumPy. Okay, chapter number 6 discusses about how the database operations, like how to create the data, how to update the data, how to retrieve the data, how to delete the data. Those operations we will call it as CRUD operations. Okay, how the data manipulation will be done with pandas. Chapter number 7, this is the most important concept, exploratory data analysis. Okay, what kind of data we are getting to do a project and how to process it. Then the most 60% of every data science application consisting of data pre-processing. Okay, data pre-processing step, where we will take the raw data and we will convert the raw data into proper information. That information will be given for machine learning. Now unit number 4, chapter number 9, 10, 11, 12 and unit number 5, chapter number 13, 14, 15, 13, 14 up to here, this is called as machine learning. Okay, that it itself will take 1.5 months. Then lesson number 15 is natural language processing, where we can create an application such as Alexa and question answering systems and some sort of chat box. Then chapter number 16 is deep learning. Okay, after completion of this deep learning, we will have a project work. The data sets will be given from Kaggle, or data sets will be given from UC repositories or from given websites. Then what kind of environment which we are using is Python 3.10, and we are using Anaconda distribution. All these things are maybe new to you, maybe for a couple of hours. Once after completion of my first demo, you will be understand each and every concept. Okay, if you permit me, I'll start the demo of data science. Shall I go ahead?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Now, the more central point of data science is data. Okay. The central point of data science is data. Now, can you please tell me what kind of data you are going to deal? Most of the cases we are going to deal with text data. Sometimes we may deal with image data. Sometimes we may deal with audio data or video data. Okay, I think most of you have the basic knowledge of data, such as it can be a text, it can be image, it can be audio, or it can be video. Will you agree? Now, if it is a text, what kind of data you are going to deal? Maybe document file. Okay, maybe text file, maybe PDF file. Then if you are dealing with Excel data, maybe the data will be CSV file, comma separated values, maybe TSV, tab separated values. These two are called as Excel files. And sometimes you will have the data in the form of HTML. You know about HTML, hypertext markup language, which is used to display the data. Then sometimes we will have the data in the form of XML, extensible markup language, which is used to describe the data. Then sometimes the data, nowadays most of the cases data will be storing in the form of JSON format, JASON, where we are going to store the data in the form of key and value pairs. Yes, I will have the data in the form of databases like Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL, and so on. Sometimes I will have the data in the form of log files, maybe from sensor data, so IoT kind of thing. All these data comes under text data. Okay. Now, whatever it may be the data, nowadays, because of this huge internet facilities, data is everywhere. It is growing at an incredible amount of rate. Let us take some examples with the Facebook and YouTube. Now, Facebook users are sending average of 31.25 millions messages, and they are viewing 2.77 million videos every minute throughout the world. Now, this kind of massive growth in the form of video and photo data, where every minute we are uploading up to 300 hours of videos are uploaded onto the YouTube. Okay, and let us take a simple example. On an average, every person who is creating 1.7 MB data. Okay. Now, one of the mathematician called Clive Humbe, he proposed that data is a new oil. Mostly, most of the countries with oil, like Gulf countries, Middle East countries, Gulf countries, they have minted so much money because of oil. Nowadays, most of the companies such as Facebook or YouTube or Gmail, such kind of these companies, they are minting money just because of the data. Nowadays, in 21st century, the companies, those who are having huge data, they are the richest companies. Okay, if you take top 5 companies in the world, they are having with the data. That's it. Okay, YouTube, Facebook, WhatsApp, all these are having rich in data. The companies, those who are rich in data, they are the top companies in the world. Will you agree? Now there is another person called Peter Sutherland. He is a chairman of Gartner. He proposed that information is the oil in 21st century. That means same quotation he has quoted in different way. And analytics is the combustion engine. Okay. Now, if the same trend continues, by 2025, the data will be over 175 zettabytes. Now, what is a 1 zettabyte? 1 zettabyte is equal to trillion gigabytes. This is what about data for 2 minutes. Okay. Now, basically, the data is available in the form of raw data. That means it is not in the processed format. Okay. That is also called as unorganized facts. Okay. Now, if you want to apply the data for analytics, or if I want to data for my data science applications, you should process the data. That means you should convert the raw data into information. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of information? Where we will have the processed data, and we arrange the data in a specific order, organized way, and the data will be arranged in a more structured format that will be useful for either analytics or for data science or for machine learning applications. Okay. Now, according to data science, we are going to divide the data into 2 kinds. One is structured data and another one is unstructured data. Just now what we have discussed is structured data. The best. Now, mostly have you heard about Oracle or SQL Server? In Oracle SQL Server, we are going to store the data in the form of relations. Okay. We are going to store the data in the form of relations. Relations are also called as tables. Tables, where we are going to store the data in the form of columns. Every column is, for example, let us take a table called employee. Okay, employee number, employee name, salary, designation, location. All these are called as attributes. Okay, I may have rows. Rows are nothing but information will be stored in the form of a row. This is called as structured data. RDBMS is more spreadsheet data are the best example for structured data, because where information will be stored with a high degree of organization, and they are very easy to read the data. By using some SQL queries, I will read the data. Select star from EMP. That means star means I will collect all the attributes. Okay, now I can easily search the data if I store the data in the more organized way, and I can get the gist of the data in the form of consolidates facts if I store the data in a more structured format. For example, if I don't store the data in a more structured way, that is information with lack of structure, Here, I will tell a term called schema, schema. Schema will tell you the structure of the data. Okay, if I don't store the data in the form of structure, it is very time consuming to locate the data, and which is very difficult to find consolidation facts from the data sets. Mostly the emails, documents, images, reports, all these are called as unstructured data. Okay. Now, another kind of classification about data is, this is most where I'm going to use in most of the cases in ML or data science classes. Every day I'm going to discuss about this kind of data. Now, data can be divided into according to numerical data and categorical data. Okay, numerical data means where we will represent the data in the form of a quantitative. Once again, this quantitative data has been divided into discrete and now let me discuss about what is the meaning of discrete, where the data will be stored in the form of whole numbers. Whole numbers means any positive number, 0 to n. N can be any number. Okay, discrete data means here the data is stored in the form of countable and it is whole numbers. Okay, for example, what can be called as discrete? Number of defects. If I write a program, I may get 10 errors or I may get 5 errors. This is called as discrete. Is it okay? If I buy a product, it may give some sort of complaint. If I erase customer complaints, the number of customer complaints is also example for discrete data. Okay. Now, another kind of data is called as a continuous data. Okay, where the data will be stored in the form of a specific range from any minimum value to max value. Okay, here the best example is stock market data is the best example for continuous. Okay, here we are going to represent the data in the form of some minimum range to maximum range, and temperature is also the best example for continuous data. Okay, discrete or continuous are part of quantitative. Quantitative data is also called as numerical data. Okay, another kind of classification is qualitative data. It is also called as category. Here the data can be categorized. Let us take a simple example: gender. Gender can be a male or female. Here maybe you may take medical image analysis where a person has the sugar or not, a patient is having sugar or not. Yes means the patient has the sugar, no means the patient doesn't have a sugar. Is it okay? Now, categorical data can be divided into binary, nominal, and ordinal. What is the meaning of binary? Where I will have only two options, either 0 or 1. Are you getting me? Nominal data means here the data will not be stored in a specific order. You may get a male or female first. Okay, here we will not store the data in a specific order. Here the data is not ordered. That means once the data is not ordered, you cannot perform mathematical operations such as addition, subtraction, division, and so on. Now here, don't take these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here the data will be represented in any specific order. Okay, and ordinal data means the data will be ordered specifically in the form of a scale. A scale can be from 0 to 1 or 0 to 10, anything. Okay. Now here I wanted to say, whenever we go to a hotel, okay, they will give you some sort of paper. After taking lunch and dinner in the hotel, they will give you your ratings. Here we are following the data in the form of a specific scale. 1 means unsatisfied, 5 means very good. Here ordinal data means the data will be ordered. Typically, I can use a non-numerical concept like satisfaction, happiness, discomfort, etc. in categorical data. Is it okay? Can you please tell me, is it okay about what is data and what are different kinds of data? Now, shall I take a small case study, and can you please tell me what is the data set I'm doing here? What kind of, just think twice and tell me, okay, what kind of data it is? Is it a quantitative data or is it a qualitative data? Just now I discussed it. This is called as a qualitative data. Here text data is called as qualitative. Will you agree? Hello?
Yes.
It is a qualitative, also called as categorical data. Now, can you please observe and tell me what are the things which are available here? There are totally 5 columns and 10 rows are there. 10 rows. Totally, do I have 50 entries in the data? Second observation from the data set. As a data scientist or as a data analytical specialist, you should see the data in a more hacker point of view. Okay, what is the meaning of a hacker? A hacker is a person who enter into the servers and they will steal the data. Okay, are you getting me? Like that, data scientist, you should see the data in a more hacker point of view, and you should see the internal or hidden knowledge from the data set. Now, can you please tell me any other observation? Now, does the entries are repeating? Can you please tell me? Does
Yes.
entries are repeating? Yes, some entries are repeating. Like mostly, let us take China. It is appearing more number of times. Okay, and China. Look at here, China, and US. It is there, and it is like that. Some countries are repeating. Okay, now from these observations, I wanted to convert this data into analytics. Shall I go? No. Here, what I have done it is I have arranged the table format, and totally I have 50 entries. Now, Canada is repeated for 2 times. First one is frequency. That means number of times this country is repeated. Canada is repeated for 2 times. China is repeated for 12 times. England repeated for two times, and so on. Sweden appeared for only 1 time. This is called as frequency. From the frequency, I can get a proportion of the data. It can be done by using 2 divided by 50. Okay. Slowly, we are converting the given data into analytics. Now, proportion, if I multiply with 100%, I will get 4% of the people who joined in my data science course are from Canada. 24% of the people who join for my data science course is from China. And if I add all this data, I will get 100%. In this way, as a data scientist, you should analyze the data. Is it okay? This is called as analytics. Now, once again, I wanted to convert the same data into reports. Okay, or some sort of visualizations. Here in this report, what we have done, we have converted the 50 countries in the form of continents. Now, according to 50, 15 countries are from North America, 29 countries are from Asia, 6 countries are from Europe. If I convert them into relative frequency in the form of percentages, 30% are from America, 58% from Asia, and 12% from Europe. From this table, if I want to increase my revenue, which continent I have to concentrate? Is it Europe, or is it America, or is it Asia? Can you please respond? In Asia. If I concentrate
Asia.
more on Asia, I can get more revenue. This is what we will do with the data analytics. Okay. Actually speaking, by looking at this table, you can't say, okay, what is the hidden knowledge inside it? Okay. As a data scientist, you have to convert that given data into analytics. From the analytics, from the reports, you have to draw some sort of conclusions. Okay. You have to draw some sort of conclusions. These conclusions are used by top level management. These top level management, and they will take a decision making. They will take decision making. The decision making will increase the revenue of the organization. This is what the data analytics will do. This is called as interpretation, and this is the bar graph where uh, 6 people are from Europe, and 15 people are from North America, and around 29 people are from Asia. This is what we should do it. Understood? As a data analyst or as a data scientist. Are you getting me? This case study is it okay?
Yes.
Any? Now, you should learn the data in this way. Okay. Let us take a numerical data. Now, shall I call this as a quantitative data? Shall I call this as quantitative data?
Yes, because it's repeating.
Yeah. No. Quantitative data means it is a discrete data. Is it okay? It is discrete. Will you agree? the data will be represented in the form of whole numbers. Is it in between 0 to n?
Yes,
Some
it is.
numbers are repeating. Some numbers are repeating. Okay. And one more point you must remember, whenever you're dealing with numerical data, first you should take the what is the minimum value. Then you should take what is the maximum value. From that, we can calculate range. Okay. Now, can you please tell me what is the minimum data? If you observe carefully, we have 10. This is the minimum value. Okay. 10 is the minimum value, and mostly 75 will be the max value. Okay. That means the minimum value is 10, max value is 75. So what will be my range? I am going to convert my data in the form of buckets. Okay. Now, my bucket size, I will start with first because 10 to 20. First bucket, I'm saying 10 to 20. How many frequencies are there? How many people are there? Now, 10 to 19. It is better to take 10 to 19, then 20 to 29, then 30 to 39. I should take this range up to 70 to 79. Is it okay? Then if I calculate frequencies, how many people are there in between 10 to 29? This is what I'm doing here. Look at here. Here I have taken 20 as a bucket. Bucket can be, you can take 5, 10 or 20. It is up to you depending upon the application. If I take the bucket size as 20, how many people their age between 0 to 19 is 19. 20 to 39, their age is 21. 40 to 59, their age is 5. So by looking at this, what I have to do, I should concentrate more on these people around 20 to 29. I should not concentrate these people. Is it okay? Now, once if I convert this into visualization, this is called as histogram. Okay, this is where we should end our discussion about analytics. Whatever the data we are taking, we should convert or transform the data into analytics. Once you convert the data in the form of reports or visualizations, you should be in a position to take a decision how to increase the revenue of the organization. This is the ultimate aim for analytics and data science. Clear? Can you please respond?
Yes.
Now, let me take what is data science, need for data science. Data science is a skill of extracting the knowledge from the data. That's what I have done. Clear? Can you please respond? Data science is a skill of extracting knowledge from the data. Okay. I have taken 2 case studies. Using these 2 case studies, I have extracted some knowledge. Okay. Using the knowledge, we are going to predict unknown. Okay. This is the concept of prediction and regression that I will discuss in the coming sessions now, which improves the business outcomes with the power of the data. Will you agree?
Yes. Yes.
Now, we will start let us start our discussion with analytics. Then we will go to data science. What is the meaning of analytics? We will take the data and we will transform the data into insights. Okay, this is our insights is also called as patterns, also called as relationships, also called as hidden knowledge. By looking at the data, can you see what will be the outcome? No, that is called as hidden knowledge. Extracting hidden knowledge. Okay, is it okay? Analytics is nothing but transformation of given data into insight. Insights is nothing but a knowledge. IBM call its knowledge as insights. Some XYZ companies, they are calling their knowledge as different terms such as patterns, relationship, hidden knowledge, and so on. Is it okay? Hello. Now,
Yes. Yes.
if I want to transform a given data into insights, what I should do? Understand the past and current performance to predict future. If I want to predict the future forecasting, first I should study the current data and the previous data. Is it okay? And now, as a data analyst, what I share to do, understanding the relationships within the data, identifying the patterns within the data, and translating them into meaningful, useful, relevant business insight. And based on that, the high-level management such as CEO, CIO, CTO will take intelligent strategies to increase the revenue of the organization. Okay. Ultimately, what is the purpose of analytics? Analytics play a foundation for data-driven decision-making process in the enterprise. to increase the revenue of the organization. Understood?
Yeah, understood.
Now, let us discuss about a simple definition about what is data science. According to the DJ Patil, who is the chief data scientist at White House, who is an Indian, who defined the data science as extracting knowledge and insights from large and complex data sets. Here we are going to deal with, sometimes we'll deal with 1,000 records, sometimes we'll deal with 1 lakh records, sometimes we'll deal with 10 lakhs records and so on. Is it okay? So I will call this data as large and complex data sets. From that, we should extract the knowledge or insights or inferences. For that, a student must have the basic knowledge of statistics. It is a mandatory. Okay. Here you may use descriptive statistics, or you may use inferential statistics. Okay. So now my unit number 2 discusses about fully about statistics. Okay. Then every student must know about the mathematics. What kind of mathematics the student should know? One is linear algebra. Linear algebra, that means vectors and matrices. A student must have these basic knowledge, vectors and matrices. One of my chapter I discussed that all mathematical operations can be done. Okay, then you should know little bit about calculus, differential calculus, to learn about deep learning. You should have the, anyway you should know about statistics. And finally, you should know about a little bit about probability. All these things I'm teaching in my lectures. Probability. That means every student must have the basic knowledge of statistics and mathematics. Now, you should have the basic knowledge of either Java or Python or R. Okay. Then every student inherently must have the problem solving skills, and you should see the data in a more indigenous way, and ability to look at things differently. Okay, every data can be looked at different ways to find out patterns. In order to find out these patterns, first we should clean the data. Whatever the data which we have taken that is not in the form of information, then first you should clean the data by using data pre-processing steps. And you should prepare the data in such a way that the tools create models. Then you should align the data. If you want to become a data scientist, you should be good in mathematics, in such kind of linear algebra, calculus, statistics, probability, and you should have the statistical research like statistics. You should have the basic knowledge of databases like Oracle, SQL, Ingress, and you should know about machine learning, and you should have basic knowledge of computer programming, and most important thing is domain knowledge. What is the meaning of domain knowledge? For example, if I'm doing a project in insurance, you should know about the basic knowledge of insurance. If I'm doing a project in banking, I should know what are the operations. If I'm doing projects in stock market, I should know about what is stock market. If I'm doing project on retail, I should know the meanings are, these are called as domain knowledge. Okay. If a student who is having the domain knowledge, he can survive anywhere. Okay. And one point I want to say, if you want to become a data scientist, you should have basic degree sufficient with this, a little bit common sense. No need to have huge programming knowledge. Okay. Anyway, in the next coming 70 sessions or 75 sessions, I will teach you how the programming will be done. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, I will tell why the most of the people are becoming wants to become data scientist. It is a 21st century job, and it is having more demand in the industry, and it is having a luxurious career in the industry, and it is changing the world, and it is future. Okay, clear?
Yes.